John Rivers, and I'm 79 years old. I came here directly from Mobile, Alabama. We were from the same city up in Gosport, Alabama. Got married when we were very young and had kids when we were very young. Ended up with 7. We decided to come to Florida when we had about 14 grade, and then I think about 17, no, grandchildren, yeah, 14 of those, and then about 17, 18 of the great-grand. I was concerned once I came here because we were so far behind in Sarasota. So this was a very different thing than we were accustomed to. Well, everything was segregated at that time, and the beach was one of the top. I love to challenge things, and that developed a challenge for me to participate here, and it worked out real good. When we first started going to the beach, it was in Venice, because we weren't allowed to go here in Sarasota. And going to the beaches in Venice, we had no problem at all. But after going there, it's 18, 20 miles from here down there, and that was long distance, unnecessary long distance. And we took issue with that. And after going there for a while, we then started to going to Lido Beach. And at that time, once we planned that, we had some problem. The reporters came and they identified the cars, took pictures of the cars that was there, given the tag number and all of that stuff, and from the tag number the system could pick up the names of the people, and some of the people were fired just because they went to the beach, attended the beach there. But we didn't stop at that time. We went into the water and the first time, and then the next day they canceled out everything, closed the beach on us. And that time I was leading the group, so we had left Lido and was headed back into town, and on the second day that we were there, and then I decided, I said, I just feel like that those people are in that water out there now. We was on our way back across the bridge. So let's go back. And we turned around and went back, and sure enough, the beach was full of people. And the policeman came back and said, oh, the beach is closing again. I said, no, you go on to town. If we need you, we will call you. But other than that, we don't need you. The remainder of us, though, that we continued to go every week until it was a simple thing. We stood together. That was a group called John Birch Society. They was very outspoken against us going to the beach. So they suggested that they go out in the water, out in the beach waters, and then develop an island there, and then get a boat and take us out to the island and then bring us back on the board. Well, that didn't fly. They said, well, okay, we will build a pool in the Newtown area there if you all would accept that instead of the beach. And it's about, I guess, August. And that kind of angered the people. They decided, no, we don't even want to talk about that. So I looked at it, I said, look, wait a minute, let's think. I said, we don't have a beach. We don't have a pool. Therefore, let's accept it. Let's accept that, and then we'll have a beach, and then when you all bring about the dedication of the pool, I will then take a group and we will go to the beach, and we'll have both. And that's exactly what happened there. So, siesta, and we did. And that was very, very nice. Nice beach, nicer beach. We only had one incident. Some guy came up there with a pickup truck, and it had a lot of glass bottles in there. And he got out the truck, and I guess he had somebody to help him, because we had about 12, 14 cars. With that, he got out of the truck and got the bottle, and he put them under each one of the cars that we was there. That was ours, you know. And I was out in the water at that time, and someone called out to me to come hurry, you know. So when I came out, he was still putting his bottles under the tires of the cars. And I walked right up to him and just nearly nose to nose, and I said, look, I want you to get every bottle you had out there and put it under I want them out, and I want it out now. So he looked over, and none of his people were there to support him, so he started pulling the bottles out from under the cars. And that was a victory. Chesapeake Beach is a very pleasant place to go. I've done that. I was Wishful Master for the Masonic group, you know, and we have our annual day there. And we used to go out in the morning. We had to go out there and rope off a space, because it was so full of people, you couldn't get in there. So we did that. And when we first time we did it, and I was out there early morning about daylight to rope it off, you know, and one of the guys, white guy there, said, what are you doing? I said, I'm just roping off some space, because our organization's going to be in. He said, how many do you have in your group? I said, about 200. He said, you won't have no problem. You all just come on with that. You got that many blacks together. But I never had the problem. I've gone here, there, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, all around southern states, you know, and I ain't had no problem with them. But it could have been. But Sarasota's, well, you've been here long enough to see that it's different now. It's much better than what it was. Yeah. Yeah.